back in the late 80s, lots of children were interested in Ghostbusters, myself included. We had the real Ghostbusters cartoon series that was massively popular. We had the Kenner line of figures that kids all around the world were collecting. And of course, we had the classic 1984 movie that I probably wore out on our VHS copy that we recorded off the television. And of course, as 1989 rolled around, we had Ghostbusters 2 to look forward to, and very happy memories around that time period. Now, in America, Ghostbusters 2 came out in June 1989, but it didn't hit the UK until 1st December 1989, so quite a long gap. Now, luckily, we didn't have YouTube or any of that sort of stuff back then to spoil it. If we had that long a gap for a film release nowadays, you know it'd be spoiled on Facebook or some sort of social media. Not an issue back then. I don't even think back then I was aware that it'd come out in another country so many months earlier. But, like I said, so many happy memories around the release of that film and just the build-up to it. I remember seeing it advertised on TV. The courtroom scene particularly, I just remember clips of that being shown on like morning TV shows and just getting really excited seeing the Ghostbusters in this new setting, in suits, busting ghosts. What on earth is that about? I didn't find out until we actually saw the film at the cinema. There was also lots of different promotional products. So we did have a couple of Kenner toys, which I didn't get back in the day. We had the Ecto 1A, which was just a re-release of the Ecto 1 with stickers. My parents didn't fall for it. I wanted it, but they didn't. I actually remember making like caution striping, like colouring in with pencil and sticking them to my original Ecto 1 to make it an Ecto 1A. Never got the slime blower. I don't even remember seeing a slime blower back in the day, if I'm completely honest. But most of the promotional stuff, it was like food tie-ins and things like that. So I guess the first thing I'm going to talk about is the Wimpy meal. Now, never really had Wimpy back in the day. We had a Wimpy, but we never really ate it. We mainly had McDonald's if we were having a treat, but had to get the Wimpy meal, which of course came with the Ghost in a Can. And it's funny, like as a kid, this was like the most awesome thing ever. There was a ghost inside this thing. As an adult, I'm kind of a bit more cynical, and I'm like, it was really just a sneaky way of selling us an empty can, wasn't it? Which is true, but I do think it's cool. Now, it's funny because me and my brother shared a room back in the day, and there was a door to the attic, and I think it was a couple of years later maybe we found this at the bottom of the attic stairs, or one of these, not this specific one, that had been opened. Now, I never opened mine. I don't know if my younger brother ever opened it. Someone opened it, and we thought the ghost had escaped. And it's funny because, like, sometimes you get wind sort of come down, and as it goes through the cracks in the door, you know, made that sort of howling sound, and we thought that was the ghost. Of course, that sound had been there, you know, for years, long before we even had a ghost in the can. But it's funny how your mind works when you're a kid. But I just find that quite funny, like thinking back to that. But yeah, absolutely love this. I don't really remember what the burger and chips tasted like, but I do love the box and the artwork and the can. One of the other tie-ins was cereal, and you had these cereal boxes. So this was Shreddies and Shredded Wheat, and they had these scenes on the back. Now, I only really remember having this one as a kid. I don't remember having the other three. And the other three do seem rarer, like even trying to buy them as an adult, you know, as collectible things. It's always this one seems the more common, but I think it's my favourite. It's just like, again, like when we got this, I'd stare at it for like hours, like, because what's this about this river of slime? You know, we hadn't seen the film at that point, and it's just, it was cool. And you did get these stickers within, and you could take these stickers off and stick them to the scenes to create all these cool scenes. And then you did have these transfers on the back. I don't remember using the transfers, if I'm honest. We may have done, but I don't remember using them. But again, just really cool memory of just... It's funny, isn't it? Because, like, I think nowadays, a scene on the back of a box and some stickers probably wouldn't entertain kids as much as it did back in my day, because nowadays, you know, kids have iPads and all that at such young ages. But again, really nice, and I really love the artwork on this. I think it's really nicely done, and I feel like that could be sold as prints or something. think would be very cool. I wonder who did that artwork. Yeah, very cool. Now, one of my favourite drinks back then as well was Five Alive. I absolutely love Five Alive, and they'd done a promotion where they put Ghostbusters 2 holograms on the Five Alive cartons. So again, that was like such an exciting thing for me, and I loved holograms. Holograms were a big thing back in the day as well. You get them on cereal boxes and things. I remember like Frosty's having holograms with Tony the Tiger on and things like that. And it's funny because I actually sort of saw a set of those on eBay a while back, and I was almost half tempted just for the nostalgia, but I never did. But yeah, I love the drink, and again, the holograms. There was 5 to collect, I think it was 5, and you got your little poster to stick them to, which I do have elsewhere. There was also trading cards. Now, although I remember them, I never actually got any back in the day. I don't think I might have got one pack. I don't really remember collecting the trading cards back in the day. I remember having some trading cards for things. They come with gum in. But yeah, so yeah, just the memories of the build up to it. You know, all these little things. And these sort of promotions are designed to make you get more excited about the film, and then hopefully going and buying a cinema ticket. And it certainly works on me. You know, I was so excited, and I'd never been to the cinema before either. So seeing Ghostbusters 2 in a cinema was such an exciting moment. And my cinema, I know it was the local cinema, which as an adult we had 2 local cinemas. We had UCI and we had Warner Brothers. Now, I don't think it would have been called Warner Brothers when I was a kid. I don't remember the name of the cinema, in all honesty, which one, but I think it was probably UCI, in all honesty. Like I said, it might have had a different name back then, I just don't remember. If I was a betting man, I'd bet UCI. But they did have these cups, so you could buy your Coke and drink it from this cup, and we had one of these. This isn't my original, sadly. My original ended up in the cupboard and just got so scratched there was hardly any image left on it. But when eBay first became a thing, this is one of the first things I sought out, because just again, it's the nostalgia involved with it. Is that the best bit of Ghostbusters merch? Certainly not. Is it the best design? Certainly not. There's other cinema cups that have come out with better design, but it's just the nostalgia of it. It just brings back so many memories. Now, the downside to this was actually quite a big cup for young Darren, so it doesn't look that big nowadays. But me and my brother, so we had one each. We had to go to the toilets quite a lot, so we did actually miss quite a lot of scenes. But what we did see was just mind-blowing, you know, absolutely loved it. And should I admit this? Why not? My dad brought home a pirate copy of Ghostbusters 2 a couple of days later that I think he bought from some dodgy guy in the pub. And because he knew we had missed half the... I'll say half the film. That's probably an exaggeration, but we did miss a fair chunk of it. Or scenes, certainly. But what I did say, I absolutely loved it. And, I mean, we wore that VHS pirate copy out pretty bad until we bought it on a proper and official VHS. What would it have been, a year later? I can't remember when it came out officially. And again, it's funny thinking back now, like how long the wait was for a film to come out on home release, because you would have come out in a cinema and then you'd have to wait for it to come out on rental. So video rental shops were a big thing back then, and then a long time after that it would come out to purchase. And it's funny how the whole thing's gone, because in my mind, now I'm not an accountant, I don't know their financial side of things, but you think, well, to me that made more sense from a financial perspective back then, because they sell you a cinema ticket, they sell you a rental version, and then they sell you the videotape. Whereas nowadays, you know, a film's out and then 2 months later it's out on Disney Plus where you pay £10 a month to watch everything. It just seems like surely it was better for them financially back then. I don't know, I could be completely wrong, but yeah, but that's just really just some memories of Ghostbusters 2. I just, you know, and I watched it so much when I was a kid, and I think Ghostbusters 2 probably appealed to kids a bit more than the first one, you know, and I think it was designed that way. And it's funny because, like, as an adult, you hear like people disappointed with Ghostbusters 2 when it came out, and people said it wasn't as good as the first one and that sort of thing. I was a kid, I just loved it, you know. I didn't read film reviews or anything, so I was, you know, quite unaware of what adult opinions were and what the reviews would have been and that sort of thing. And ultimately, other people's opinions don't matter on a film, you know, as long as you enjoy it. That's all that matters. If you hate a film, again, really, your opinion only matters. Doesn't matter if I like it, you know, it ain't going to change your mind. It's funny to think back like that. I also find the phrase "it's not as good as the original" funny when people talk about films, just because, does it matter that it's not as good as the original? Like, if you take a film, let's just take Ghostbusters 1. Ghostbusters 1, 10 out of 10 film. Right? Yeah, you know, and again, it's all subjective. To me, it's a 10 out of 10 film. So let's just say your opinion is it's 10 out of 10 film. Ghostbusters 2 comes out. Oh, you don't think it's as good as the original. You think it's an 8 out of 10 film. Does it matter? You know, if as long as you like the film, does it matter it's as good as the original or worse or better? You know, ultimately, you're probably going to have a favourite. Doesn't mean that the second favourite or least favourite is still bad. But so I've gone for a completely different direction than what I've played in. but yeah, I just think back sometimes about Ghostbusters 2 and just the build up to it was great. I wish my memory was better, because obviously I was young then. This was 1989. I was born in 83. So I was sort of coming up the perfect time to get into the real Ghostbusters. Obviously, Ghostbusters 1 came out in 1984, so I was 1, so I was too young to discover that until a few years later when we had it on a videotape. We had a videotape recorded of it from the TV, because I still remember some of the adverts in the breaks. It's weird what you can remember and you can't remember other stuff. But yeah, I think my main memory of like the promotional side is this merch I've seen yet. There is other merch. Ghostbusters 2 merch. There is other cinema cups and all that. Like there's a version of this one with AMC written on, but I'm not really talking about that, because I'm just really this video is to talk about what I can remember back in the day, not every single bit of merch there was, or any of that sort of stuff. Like there was gum. I've got bubble gum somewhere. There we go. I've got Ghostbusters 2 bubble gum from Tops, and again, I don't remember having that as a kid. I may have done, I might not just be remembering it, I don't know, but yeah, really it's just about the memories. And certainly the morning TV shows showing the courtroom scene, certainly big memories. And yeah, just love it. and I've always had a soft spot for Ghostbusters 2. I don't know if I'd ever say it's my favourite of the franchise. I don't know if I have a favourite. It is such a hard question when someone says, what's your favourite one? And it's a very tough question for me. Like, you know, you could argue Ghostbusters 1 is the better one, you know, introduced us to it, but I've always had a soft spot for 2, and I think part of that is nostalgia. It's the first thing I saw in the cinema, you know, and I was just at the right age for the hype, you know, when you know, all these things get you so excited about it, and you know, and I still get excited about things. You know, I was excited about Afterlife and Frozen Empire, but I don't think as an adult you feel quite the same excitement as you did when you were a kid. Maybe it's just me, but I just think you have more enthusiasm for stuff as a child generally. But yeah, if you were around when Ghostbusters 2 was released, just let me know your memories of those times. I know I have a lot of younger viewers, so you know, a lot of you may well not have even been born when Ghostbusters 2 was a thing. But yeah, if you were, just let me know your memories of it, really. What sort of bits you had, you know, did you have the 5 alive, that sort of stuff. But yeah, anyway, I've waffled on way too long. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Until then, keep on busting.
Want to give a big shout out to the Magic Ghostbuster. Hey Darren, very, very impressive.